Well, if there was ever an award for a lot of talent but too few sales numbers to show for that talent, then the VW Jetta would surely be one of the top 3 contenders. Why? Simply because despite being one of the better cars in the VW portfolio, it hasn't sold in the numbers that the company would have wished for. But now, VW wants to bring the Jetta back onto the car buyer's radar, and they are doing it with this updated version. Well, anyone planning to buy an executive luxury car will really look at the boot capacity, and that's one area where the Jetta truly impresses. As you can see, the aperture is pretty wide, and what that means is that if you are someone who enjoys playing golf, then chucking that golf bag into this boot should not be an issue at all. Well, but if you want to load longer items, if you are someone who likes to go out skiing or stuff like that, then you can also drop the backrest off the back seats by simply pulling out these buttons over here. Well, so what the drop seats at the back truly mean is that in case your cameraman's tripod gets stuck and won't fold back in, you can put it in that long position without any fuss. Well, this is the place where most Jetta owners will be spending their time in the back seat, and as you can see, knee room is really generous, and I have got place below the front seats where I can stretch my feet at. Headroom is pretty okay as well, and nothing to complain about. Where the car really impresses is in the build quality department. Now, VW have put in the best materials in this car, and this car really is the best in terms of quality as well as material used in this segment. Well, the seat cushioning is pretty good, and the backrest angle is pretty good as well, and what that means is that if you are someone who loves to travel on those long highway trips, then you will not feel tired at the end of the journey and will come out very fresh and energetic at the end of it. You also get AC vents at the back, and you get big door bins which can generally house those big 1-litre bottles. The only downside, of course, is that there is a huge transmission tunnel over here, and what that means is that whoever's going to sit in the middle is going to struggle with legroom and fight with the other occupants. So what you need to do is ask whoever's sitting here not to sit over here, and you pull out this armrest, which also has 2 cup holders, and sit tight and relax on that long highway trip. Well, here I am now in the front seats of the new Jetta, and this is a great place to be in, just like the rear seats. Quality levels are absolutely first rate, and even the lower end of the dashboard is really made from the best materials possible in this segment, and the VW Jetta clearly has the edge over all its rivals in terms of sheer build quality as well as the materials used. Well, the other good part about the Jetta is the fact that it's a very practical place to be in, and you get a lot of places to keep your knickknacks and odds and ends. You of course get this little box over here where you can keep that wallet or even a Diet Coke can. You also get 2 cup holders over here. You get a place over here where you can keep your cell phone and your wallet, and the door bins are large enough to house those big 1-litre bottles in them. And if you want to hide something from the occupants of this car or someone outside, you also have a lockable glove box, which is a rarity in this segment, and it's pretty big, and you can of course keep in that bottle because this is air cooled. Well, in terms of safety equipment, the Jetta is really solid because it comes with 6 airbags, ABS as well as traction control. You also get other equipment like automatic climate control, which is dual zone, so the passenger over here can set his own temperature and the one here can set his own. And you also get the obligatory Bluetooth connection for your telephone as well as stereo controls over here on the steering wheel. Well, the dials on the Jetta are really nice and crisp to read. Well, special mention must be made of the Jetta steering wheel, which is of course flat bottomed over here, and it really is one of the better steering wheels to grip in this competitive executive luxury segment. Well, the Jetta comes with a choice of diesel and petrol engines. There's a 1.4 petrol motor, which we are driving today. There's also a 2-litre diesel engine, which also is shared with the Skoda Octavia. Well, don't go by the engine capacity alone, because the Jetta is deceptively quick, and this engine just needs to be revved up to deliver phenomenal performance. Well, to say that the Jetta is brisk would be an understatement, because this engine is really phenomenal in terms of power delivery. And if you are someone who really enjoys driving and really thrives to drive and prefers to be sitting here rather than the back seat, then this is the engine to pick in the Jetta range. It comes with a 6-speed gearbox. So what that extra 6th gear does on the Jetta is that it gives the engine greater flexibility And if you are someone who really does enjoy those highway trips, then all you need to do is just slot it into the 6th gear and sit on the accelerator at 110, 120. And the Jetta's quietness levels are really very good. And the Jetta is one of those few cars where you can actually hear a pin drop. Well, where the Jetta also impresses is in the feedback from the steering wheel. And unlike some of its rivals like the Toyota Corolla Altis as well as the Chevrolet Cruze, this car is very genuine in terms of the feedback. And the steering wheel has a lot of weight in it, and what that means is it doesn't feel nervous or flimsy like some of its rivals, and is a great car to push around into that corner. Well, where the Jetta also impresses is in its ride and handling, and it is one of the best cars in terms of ride comfort as well as agile handling. It's got a very flat ride, and what that means is that it remains very stable on most surfaces, and even if you do encounter that little rumble strip in the middle of the highway and you want to fly on top of it, this car will remain rock solid. Also, in terms of driving dynamics, the Jetta is really hard to fault. Despite the Jetta's strengths, there are a few issues, there are a few negatives as well. One of them, of course, is the fact that this car looks very similar to the smaller and much cheaper Vento from the same VW family. The only saving grace on the design side is, of course, the fact that the rear end of the Jetta looks very well inspired from the much bigger and plusher Audi A4. Well, the other negative, of course, is the fact that the interior design, the dashboard design, looks rather dull and boring. Well, despite those small negatives, the Jetta remains a hugely capable and hugely desirable car. It's huge on comfort, huge on luxury, and huge on personality. And what that means is that if you are in the market for an executive luxury car, there are few other cars which are as solidly and well engineered as the VW Jetta, making this one of the best buys in this category.